Hello, hello, I'm the official name reader. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Croagunk and Toxicroak. You'll probably remember Brock's Croagunk, which honestly I thought was the creepiest fucking thing in the anime. I hated it. Okay, so Corribbit, I gotta give him props for trying, but I feel like, they were sitting down at the meeting. Maybe not, I don't know. I think Nob might have worked by himself since he technically did Gen 4. And he was probably like, Corribbit's an idea, but fuck that, that's stupid, I'm gonna do Toxicroak instead. So I feel like that was probably one of the ideas that might have ended up in the trash can for good reason. Miss Toxie probably never even crossed his mind because that's too stupid of a name to use. But then again, we also have Mr. Mime, so who knows. Biohazard, he's used this several times before. I'm totally fine with the name of Biohazard. A lot for poison-type Pokemon. Not much else extra to say. Croaker's fucking stupid. Stinger's fucking stupid. God help if any poor bastard hires this guy to name something in a video game. Sometimes I'll see a nickname, and then the one right below it kind of one-ups it and steals the spotlight, and it distracts me from my original thought. So, Cyanide I like. I'm pretty sure we've seen this in the past, I think, for other poison types. And then outside, I just think of the song by Metallica. There you go. Is it a thing in the real world? Totally, yeah, and you can use that for inspiration too. But, for me, it's also got that personal bias. But then right below, it's Battletoad. And honest to God, I don't think you're going to find anything more perfect for Battletoad than Croagunk, to the point where I might actually just use that name. Alternative idea, I guess, if you didn't want to use Battletoad, would be Wart, Rash, or Zitz. But I don't know how many people are gonna... Wart also is Super Mario Bros. 2. No, wait, it wasn't Wart. It was Zitz, Rash, and Pimple. Well, I also threw in Mario Bros. 2 for you for free. You're welcome. I like the idea of Battletoad more than I do those. I think of Wart... I don't know if I said this during the Politoed episode or not. I think of Wart, and to me it just feels too, obvious, even though I'm pretty sure we didn't see that nickname at all. So it's although you could do it, I don't know. For whatever reason, I just don't like the name in the Pokemon world. I'm only going to talk about this one because I'm sure if I don't, someone will put it in the comments. I don't believe I actually did see this in the comments, or if I'm honest, I don't remember shit from the Politoed episode. So let that tell you how well that went, I guess, but I don't know. I don't care for it as a nickname. I get it 100%. I do think Politoed's going to fit Kermit better just because at least they're both green. And then this one I was expecting to see, but not for Toxicroak. This is a very, very popular choice, and for good reason, for Greninja. Why they chose Toxicroak, I don't know, outside of just well, hey, he's another frog that does the fight. I'm that's great. But one is literally a ninja, the thing you're naming the character after. There's no reason you should use it for anyone other than Greninja. If you've ever wanted proof that there's no God in the world, allow me to introduce you again to Hayden on Twitter and his cringeworthy fans. The first thing, of course, being a very, very desperate attempt to try and be funny and being terrible, yet again, the same garbage. And then Frogger, which is the main reason I started talking, because again, that's another one I kind of expect to see. I don't remember if we covered it on Politoed. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I don't really think of it as too creative or inspiring or anything, because firstly, the name Frog is a part of the name, so just by default, it's less interesting, but it's something I expect. You do you if you want to. I don't really care for it. I think it's going to fit Politoed better because they're both green. So I do have Bane written down on my list, and I don't remember fucking why, and I've seen Bane twice. One of which is this, and then the other one was because it's the bane of Brock's ability to get women. I don't know why Bane's on there. I don't care for Bane, but I'm just gonna acknowledge it just for the sake of saying it and moving on with life. Alright, so we've reached the bottom, we've looked through everything. I'm half and half on how it came out. There was definitely some cringe, and then there were some things that weren't halfway bad. Spreadsheet's empty, nothing there. Going over my list, ideas that firstly, the one that I liked best was Battletoad. That one was good. And then another one we saw in, the very, very, very beginning of the series, was a team based on Action League Now, with Pidgeot as Thunder Girl, I think Muck was Meltman, and then Machamp was the Flesh. I still don't know why they picked why they picked Toxicroak for Stinky Diver, but they did. I don't get it, but I still do find that thematic team is probably one of my favorites and just funny. And then as far as ideas, I had Flibbit from Banjo-Kazooie, a different frog enemy with a name that feels different to me than something like Wart or Frogger, so I like it better, but I mean, it's still not, it hasn't won my heart. And then the one I personally used, which I might switch now to Battletoad, was Zhao Feng after the Wind Demon in Jackie Chan. Do I think it fits? Honestly, no. And it kind of blows my mind because, like, firstly, I feel it shows the creativity of the cartoon. Because the idea of a frog that uses, you know, the big old ribbity portion to, like, blow wind, that's super fucking creative. Like, that's genius. And the fact that we don't have something like that in Pokemon is kind of mind-boggling to me, because it's like, that's such a cool idea. And if they ever do make one like that, which who knows, then I'd be all about using Zhao Feng for that. But for now, it's just kind of sitting there because I just want to use the name and that's it. Like, I'd like to use all of the demons from Jackie Chan as names, and I don't really have a fitting one for Zhao Feng. But it was like, and honestly, I was even thinking this before I started recording, is like, why don't I use it for Politoed? I don't have an answer on why, but that's that. Battletoad's my favorite. Any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. We didn't have any comment suggestions for this episode, so it's okay, no big. Give a thumbs up to the ones that you think are good, and I always played Gen 4 games with fast forward on, so it's really weird for me to hear the song being played at normal speed.